so much. I am Leslie Lyons. I am the lucky person that gets to be the principal here at Old Time Middle School. I want to welcome you tonight. It is so nice to have all of you here in our school, in our wonderful and beautiful auditorium. One of the things I want to talk to you about is thank you for showing up. It's so important to kids that you show up. So thank you so much for showing up. You have a nice treat in store for you. These kids have worked hard, and you've heard them practice, I'm sure, so kudos to you for doing that. This is your reward, and Ms. Guidry has done an excellent job, so I'm not going to take any more of your time. Welcome, and thank you.
Parents, families, and friends. My name is Grace Roberts, and I am so excited to welcome you to our very first orchestra concert. We have prepared an exciting night of music and hope it will give you a great understanding of everything that we have learned so far.
Good evening. My name is Aubrey Scallon. In order to show you all that we know, it is important that we start at the very beginning. We first learned how to hold the instrument. We started with rest position and then moved to playing position.
The very first sound that we made on our instruments was created by using a technique called Pizzicato. This sound is made by plucking the strings with our fingers. It sounds like this.
After weeks of practicing posture, learning our string names, and playing Pizzicato, we finally got to the point where we could start using our bows. We have to think about straight bow movements and making a beautiful sound. And because Miss Guidry applied this, Miss Guidry made a rhythm called Taka Taka Stop Stop. We have applied this rhythm to almost everything we will play tonight. It sounds like this.
I'm excited to introduce our first song. We like to call it Chicken on a Fence Post, and it was the very first song that we learned to play with our bow. You'll notice that the whole orchestra will play several Taka Taka Stop Stops well on open A, while Miss Guidry will play a responding teacher part.
In order to be successful as a team, we have to be very careful to keep our eyes up on the leader and really listen to one another. We hope you enjoy our vision of Chicken on a Fence Post.
After learning Chicken on the Fence Post, our next challenge was to be able to play several Taka Taka Stop Stops in a row. In order to do this, we learned a song called the String Concerto. We play 8 Taka Taka Stop Stops in a row on the open A string, while Miss Guidry plays a responding teacher's part.
As easy as it may sound, this song comes with a challenge. We have to be completely together and work as a group. And watch Miss Guidry closely.
learning how to play our instruments was to add our left-hand fingers. This is in order to create all the different notes. We have to press our fingers to a very precise spot on our fingerboards. As a result, we are able to play notes like E, F sharp, and G.
Old Brass Wagon was the first song that we learned to use playing with our using our left hand techniques. Notice that we are being very careful to put each of our fingers down in the exact right places. We hope you enjoy Old Brass Wagon.
As we started to understand how to find more left-hand notes, Miss Guidry introduced the concept of a scale. In music, a scale is like a ladder. We play all our notes in a step-by-step order, and we end up using all three of our left-hand fingers on each string.
Scales are used by musicians to improve left-hand accuracy and the general tone of the instrument. We are excited to present to you the D major scale.
One of the really cool things that can be done with a scale is to play in a round. For this exercise, the orchestra is split into two teams. All the violins make up one team, the violas, cellos, and basses make up the other team. One of the teams will begin on the scale, and the other team will start on their scale a few moments later. The result is a really cool blend of a sound called harmony.
We have to be very focused during this process because it is easy to get mixed up by what the other team is playing. We will play the round 2 times so that each team can play both parts. This is the D major scale in rounds.
Star is one of the most well-known melodies of all time. It is also a very important song for our orchestra program. In class, we like to call this song the Twinkle Oreo because it has 3 parts. 2 of the parts are exactly the same, while 1 part in the middle is different.
We took our Taka Taka Stop Stop rhythm and applied it to the notes of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star in order to create what we call Twinkle A. It is a huge part and we are so excited to show you. Hope you enjoy Twinkle A. After playing Taka Taka Stop Stop for many weeks, it was time to learn a new rhythm. We call this rhythm our ice cream cone rhythm. It sounds like this. The sh represents a rest, which in music means silence. It has been another huge project and we are so excited to show it to you. We hope you enjoy Twinkle B.
While we all have been learning technique and how to make beautiful sounds, we also have been learning how to read music and count rhythms. We use Essential Elements books to help us learn and read music. Rolling Along was one of the first songs we learned while learning how to read music. Rolling Along is a familiar tune. See if you can guess what it is. Here's Rolling Along.
not that short. Can y'all hear me?
I don't even think I need a microphone. These kids know how loud I am, so I'll just go ahead and project. My name is Miss Guidry, Faith Guidry. I am a second-year orchestra teacher. I started here last year. I'm a graduate of the University of Central Arkansas, and I teach at Old High in the morning, and I teach at Barker in the afternoon. And I am a primary violinist, but I can play all the instruments, and it's a good time. So, on Friday, we had about 55 kids. Now we have about 43. So, in the last 24 hours, we had 11 kids pulled from our orchestra for quarantine. So that was a big shock to us. That was a big shock to the group. And I think it was more of a shock to me because these kids were like, okay, we'll just keep going, right? And so I had this moment of panic where I was like, guys, I'm going to be honest because I'm honest with them all the time. Guys, I'm a little freaked out. Like, y'all sound great, but we don't have the full orchestra. We've been practicing for weeks as this giant group, and we don't have everybody. And then they were like, okay, whatever. We can do this. And so that is how I would describe Old High. They're pretty relentless. They'll do it, right? Even when I'm freaking out, they're like, okay, yeah, no problem. There's a concert, the show will go on. So I told them to play for the 11 kids that couldn't be here, play for their partners, play for their families, play for whoever, and they're doing a pretty good job. So I think I'd give them another round of applause. Something that I realized is that they've only been playing for about 4 months. The majority of them have. There's a couple that have been playing for a little while, but 98% of this group, they started in August, not knowing what the string names were. And now we're in December and they're like, woo, taka, stop, better than anybody. So I'm really proud of this group. So I'll stop talking. I want to meet as many of you guys tonight as I can so that I get to know y'all. But for our final piece tonight, I don't know why I got your microphone. For our final piece tonight, we wanted to bring a little holiday spirit to Old High. Just 2 weeks ago, we started learning how to play this classic Christmas tune. It requires us to combine a lot of elements, technique, note reading, rhythm counting, and matching as a group. These kids are incredible. Their brains are doing so many different things right now, and they're performing. So this is a pretty big deal. We will also be using the Pizzicato technique we mentioned before. We hope Jingle Bells puts you into the holiday mood. Thank you for coming to our very first orchestra concert and have a wonderful evening. There you go. Listen to the first line.
Oh my gosh, you guys, you were so good. You were so good. learning music in 4 months, it's like learning a whole new language. And these kids pulled it off in a spectacular way. I could not be more proud of you. One of the things I want to let you know about music is you gotta know why you're doing it. Some of them will become lifelong musicians. So somebody on this stage will, like these lovely ladies. Some of them won't. But here's what you need to know about their brains and music. So what's happening is learning music and learning an instrument is lighting up this left side of our brain. Wait, maybe it's the right side. The part that they don't have yet, okay? It's that creative side of the brain. Now, they're pretty good at logistical thinking. They've been doing that for a while, but their brains are just now starting to cook on the other side. And this music is helping them light up those pathways. Here's why that's important. You know, they may not all be musicians one day, but maybe they'll be doctors. And there's one thing when you open a textbook and you know what to do in a textbook because maybe they're looking at a heart on a patient, but it doesn't look like a textbook. Lighting up this other side of the brain and this creativity helps them be great problem solvers, and music is a fantastic way to light up that part of the brain and get them to be that way. So thank you for having them involved in music and continue supporting that for as long as you can. I want to give a special shout out to Miss Guidry! Parents, you know like I do, sometimes it's hard for me to get two of my children to do what I tell them to do at the same time. Miss Guidry is somehow magically able to, through hard work honestly, to get them all to do this, and it's amazing. And she heard all those sounds for days on end that you heard at the beginning of the year too. So I'm super proud of Miss Guidry. Can't go without saying thank you to Miss McCaino, who is on the piano. And there's this little secret in the back that I have to tell you about because I'm just giddy about it. So Miss Guidry told you that we have 11 kids who couldn't come, and they are heartbroken, and we're heartbroken for it. But there was a few less violins, and so Miss Guidry asked for reinforcement. And so in the very back we have Miss Bonnie Pollock, who is one of our 6th grade teachers who played the concert with them. One of my favorite things about Old High, I love how Miss Guidry said, relentless, we are, with the show must go on, and these kids are no exception. So guys, I'm so incredibly proud of you. I can't wait for you guys to hear the spring concert. You'll be blown away. And I definitely think you all deserve ice cream. Yeah, so take them for ice cream after. That's the least you can do, but thank you so much for coming. Miss Guidry, where will they meet? Out in the foyer? Once they get their instruments, they'll go back to get their instruments, and then they'll meet you in the foyer or out here in the auditorium. Yeah? Okay, thank you guys and have a great night.